So it's in the middle of winter. It's been snowing, icing, but my heating has broke, including the hot water. My washing machine is broken and my dryer is also broken. So I'm attempting to do some washing up. I've already started, but I've put some boiling water in here and mixed it with some cold so it wasn't too hot for my hands, but I boiled the kettle and poured it in here and put some washing up liquid. So I'm going to do the cups first and then the cutlery or something, and then I might rinse it, fill it again with more hot water and do some plates and dishes, and then I'm going to clean the kitchen countertops. However, it's been really difficult to do stuff because the whole house is freezing, but the kitchen is particularly freezing cold, and my boiler is leaking. So basically, when I initially turned it on at the beginning of winter, like when you first turn the heating on, it was working fine for a bit, as far as I could tell, but then one day it was on and I was in the kitchen making some toast or a cup of tea or something, and I saw a drip coming from one of the screws below the boiler. It's a glowworm boiler, and a drip was coming sporadically, and I think sometimes it would drip and then other times it wouldn't, so it was a little confusing. However, I had a heating engineer / plumber come round the other day. He reckoned he couldn't see where this drip was coming from. Closed it, switched it off, and told him to phone Glowworm. However, I've now phoned the heating company that installed it initially, like 5-6 years ago. The only issue with them, it's a very manipulative, big company, and they charge really big call out fees. It's like £75 for the first half an hour call out, and then a £40 for every half an hour after that, and that's without parts or fixing it. I don't know, it's so confusing, but it's super expensive. And what they do is they have these women working in the office, and women answer the phone who aren't heating engineers, and what they do is they don't let you speak to the heating engineers on the phone. It's like a form of triangulation, so that you only speak to them until the heating engineer comes. But you can't speak to the heating engineer over the phone to explain anything or send pictures or nothing. And any problem after that, you have to call the women that work in the company. So it goes into you're being triangulated. Because the only time you're allowed to speak to the heating engineer is when he's here, when they're here. I know. I'm turning the cold tap on this side just to rinse the top, and then I'm putting it in the drainer to drain. Okay. However, my heating's broke, my washing machine broke because the drum has completely come away from the rubber seal. And the drying machine broke summertime, so I was hanging my washing outside in the garden to dry, which is fine and which is good, and I prefer doing that. However, because it's winter and I've got no heating on and my washing machine's broke, I can't do any clothes washing. I have to go to the laundrette to do that. And my mum's bought me an electric blanket, but I'm literally in the house. My hands and toes, my feet are in pain. I've got literal like arthritis and like neuropathy or something because my feet are in utter sharp pain. However, we've got to keep it pushing somehow. Maybe I should bring a tent inside the house and do camping, survival skills. Exactly. So yeah, keep going, and then I've got to try and clean the floors and do housework without any hot water, no heating, no nothing. See you later.